This is another update. I know it's been a long time. New haircut, new sunglasses, and new camera. Trying out my smartphone on this one. But really there's not a lot out here that's changed, but I will show you the most important parts. And let's try this out. My onion is still sitting there, and it's been kind of pissing me off lately. It's not really doing anything but shooting out cool green shoots. But this guy, damn. Now, if you want a nice, let me just adjust this here. If you want a nice plant that is hard to kill, takes relatively little light to grow, doesn't need a whole lot of water, go out and get yourself a philodendron. They're so neat, I mean, this here is the longest vine, right here. It's reaching towards the bottom. This stand here is about 3 foot tall, give or take. And when I planted this, it really wasn't all that big. Just kind of didn't really take up the pot here at all. It's very healthy. Don't really have to feed it that often. I do water it every day, but I water everything out here every day. It's just been so freaking hot, and really this area has not been getting a whole lot of rain. It's not very humid out right now, but it is about 97 degrees. It's been murder on these guys. But again, the rest of this stuff really hasn't done a whole lot. Along with that guy, really hasn't done a whole lot. But over here, I have 2 tomato plants. This is the first one, and some of the fruit's starting to change. Right there. And these are this is an apartment-sized plant, so you're really not expecting anything bigger than, say, a little bit bigger than a golf ball. But they taste really good. And over here, this has just been sitting here for a while, but I have 2 of these boxes that are empty. I'm thinking about starting some radishes again. And that's my other tomato plant right here. This fruit hasn't started to change yet. This has actually been in more shade than the other one. And I just got a text. I freaking love this phone, Kept saying for months and months, oh, what do I need a smartphone for? Well, when they make a smartphone available to you for $50, well, I said give it a shot. Now, the little blanket flowers in here, they've just been sitting around. And I think they're actually starting to die off. I don't know what's up with them. I really don't. I mean, they're in the right spot, They don't exactly take full sunlight. They're blanket flowers, They're ground cover. But they haven't done anything. These guys are doing really well. I'm just super happy with them. I bought them last winter, somewhere around there. So they're doing really well. I took a trip about 3 weeks ago, and I'll just show you this real quick. This got burnt really bad. As you can see, I have this set up here. I have a drip system set up. And when I went on my 8-day trip, I set this to water 3 times a day, but didn't work out This here, I don't know if you remember, but I had some carnations here, and they burned. They died, despite being watered 3 times a day. I just have to be I have to be diligent with these guys in this heat. So that one there nearly died, and right now it's just kind of sitting there, you know. But you check out what happened here. That this is my bean vine. It's a string bean, and somewhere right where the trellis stops at the top there, I lost the vine, but it branched out and kind of grew up. Well, the leaves are dying off like they usually do, but I've been waiting for some flowers. I finally have some right here. So, not going to be a huge harvest off of this guy at all. You know, I might get a couple of beans, but you know, it's still alive, and I'm not gonna get rid of it because it didn't produce. So just wait till it dies off in about a month or so. Then I'll be starting some stuff up right around August or so, maybe late August. And you know, like I said, really not too much going on with that philodendron or eye popper. I don't know if you know the story behind my first one, but just really quick. The first philodendron I had, it was about 4 years ago. We bought it for inside the house, and well, it got some root rot, so I moved it to the outside back here, and nursed it back to health. And in 9 months, I think the longest vine was about 8 feet long. So, yeah, you know, especially down here in the south, you know, Florida. I mean, they're a tropical plant, but they'll grow in just about anything. I don't know if you can see this stuff. Again, this is the first time I tried it with the smartphone. But these little nubs here, these little, they're brownish nubs. If you insert that in the soil, it'll sprout little roots, and it'll just root itself into the ground. It'll even do rocks. It did that on my lava rocks. You know, if you keep it watered, they'll root just about anywhere. And yeah, the soil I have in here is fairly rich, and well, it's not quite dry yet, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I water these every day. It's just too hot for them to not be watered often. But yeah, pretty much anything that's high heat tolerant right now is doing very well. The other stuff is just being nursed along. You know, like the tomatoes, I really shouldn't have this time of year, but they're still kicking. And you know, everything else that needs to be in the shade is pretty much in the shade. And the rose bushes, I won't even get into that. They're just, you know, they went from being very cold to very hot. But before I leave, I'm just going to show you something real quick here. This here. It's my next door neighbor. It has sunflowers. And if you'll notice, they're just growing right out of the soil. They're doing really well. Now the rest of the yard, yeah. It's parched. Rainy season has started, but not in this town. Anyway, it's been 10 minutes, so later.